In my short stint on YouTube so far, I still have these moments like, when you go back on your Facebook profile and you look at old pictures and you're like, what the hell was I doing? That's the way I feel about my early videos. I'm surprised any of you are watching whatsoever. I mean, I appreciate it, but like, damn, what was I doing? This video was the last time I've really tried the Knob Creek 12, and it's 2026, so of course it's time for a special release from any major distillery, and that's what they're labeling the Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength as, a special release. I'm not going to compare it mainly because I don't have one of the original Knob Creek 12 Cask Strengths, but it's completely unobtainable. No one has them. You may have a Knob Creek 12, or you may have access to a Knob Creek 12 that if you do get a Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength, you can maybe try and compare them. So I think that's the realistic test here. So is Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength that much better, or should you just keep going on the 100 prover? Let's find out. Hi everyone, welcome to Highly Allocated Problems. My name's Jeff, and that's right, today we're going to try this new Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength and see, is it really worth trying to hunt this thing down? And, I'd say a limited release, so I would hazard to guess that even if it gets distributed to your state, there's probably going to be premiums on it, and it's probably going to be limited distribution, if I had to guess. Now, I'll be the first to admit that it's been a long time since I've really gotten into the Knob Creek 12 100 proof offering. And so, going into this Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength, I really don't know what to expect. However, I have seen a trend on YouTube that most people are going straight into the Cask Strength versus Cask Strength. They've just got this magical stash of the original Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength and they want to compare those. Well, that makes zero sense whatsoever. So I'm going ahead and trying the Knob Creek 12 100 proof, which is pretty readily available, pretty decent pricing out there. You can get it, I'd say like under $80 at this point should be pretty consistently available, versus this Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength that I got from the distillery. Thank you, Steven and Michelle again. And then, it should show up for less than $90 probably in your market. I think it was $90 at the distillery, whatever. But I think the logical thing to try is it worth it to hunt for the Cask Strength versus the 100 proof offering? Is there value there? So let's do that. The way I feel is if I get into this Knob Creek Cask Strength and it's not remarkably better than the Knob Creek 12, then, I'm probably gonna go right back to whatever I said about this video back behind me here, the Knob Creek 12 versus blenders. If you want the premium offering of Knob Creek, I would expect it to probably be the Knob Creek 21, the Knob Creek 18. Maybe this is a better value premium offering at Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength. But if the value and the quality is not there, then I can't recommend that you go hunting for it and spend your money on it if you've already got this 100 proof that feels premium compared to most of the rest of the offerings. And the Knob Creek Blenders Edition is 10 years and it's a little bit different and a tremendous value at $45 or less. So I don't feel bad about it if I can't recommend this. So I'm not going to waste a ton of time here. I'm going to get straight into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to try the Knob Creek 12 100 proof standard offering, and we're going to see how that treats us and just see, all right, this is what I expect to compare it against. And then we'll go to the Cask Strength and see, is it way more premium? Is it way better because it's higher proof or not? And can we just stay in our lane? Okay, so for now, we've got the Cask Strength out of frame. We're going to focus on this Knob Creek 12 100 proof, obviously minimum 12 years. We're just going to do a quick sampling of it, get it familiarized on our palate, so that way we know what we're dealing with. And I don't want to try and go into an in-depth review of this. I'm just going to try it and make sure that my palate knows what I'm working with. There's that kind of that vanilla and a little bit of that nuttiness on the nose, some ripe apple skin. That's about it. All right, on the palate, more of that, like light fruit, that beam nuttiness, plus a little bit of like butterscotch slash caramel. Like it's kind of all those confectionery things coming together. Sweet oak on it. I really love the oak on the Knob Creek 12. It's delicious. Pretty standard result, and I would say it's really, really good. Good value at probably under $80. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna go ahead and keep a little bit of this Knob Creek 12 just 100 proof off to the side here while we work on getting into this cask strength. Now I have no real expectations other than I would expect this to be more flavorful than the 100 proof just because the proof should bring more flavor along with it. That's kind of just the way it should work. If it doesn't, I have no problem telling you that this isn't worth chasing, this isn't worth finding, and perhaps Beam did a good job trying to create some FOMO here since it's been a while since they've had a cask strength 12 year, and the 12 year that was a limited edition that's 100 proof and is available today apparently wasn't so limited edition because it's been available for quite a while. All right, we're gonna open this thing up, we're gonna try and get in here, and we're gonna see what exactly is this 12 year cask strength all about. And I am excited. I don't want to make it sound like I'm not excited. I am. I want it to be good. I want it to be really good. So here we go. Let's crack this. Really good cork pop. Let's get it into the Glen. Find out. Okay, so here we go. Knob Creek 12 cask strength on the nose. Ooh, yes. All right. So definitely get that proofiness on the nose. Lot of that peanutty, a lot of that Jim Beam peanutty funk on the nose. You get mostly just that peanutty funk and apple skin. That's pretty much it. And that's kind of like the same thing that the Knob Creek 12 100 proof had. I think there was more vanilla on the Knob Creek 12. You know what? I can just... More vanilla to me on the 100 proof. So, just calibrating myself here. It's more of just the proof, and it's a little bit of apple skin and that Knob Creek funk on the nose here for the cask strength. So, let's give it a try and see what we're working with here. I'm excited. I pray to God that it is remarkably better than the Knob Creek 12. I like the Knob Creek 12, just my expectations are high. Cheers. Okay, listen, to be honest with you, I can't wait to get to the second sip. The finish was really, really fast. You get a lot brighter fruit on this. It was very, really subtle, ripe apple skin on the 100 proof, bright fruit, not a ton of oak impact as opposed to the 100 proof. The oak is really, really sweet on this. It kind of blends itself in with that ripe apple skin that is also sweet. Slight hints of vanilla, brown sugar on the palate. But again, the finish was very, very fast. And for 120 proof, that's actually kind of wild. I wasn't expecting that. Let's get into the second sip and see if we can get anything more. Okay, on second sip there, we're definitely getting super bright fruit, deeper vanilla, oak. I mean, it's really very, very basic in my opinion. Oak, fruit, vanilla. It's really, really intense flavor, but I don't think it's anything special. So with the second sip, it is definitely more like vibrant fruit, more pronounced oak, the sweetness, vanilla, some caramel and brown sugar, everything that you expect and like from the Knob Creek 12 100 proof is kind of just amplified on the Knob Creek 12 cask strength. So I think what that comes down to is it better? Not necessarily. Is it worth it? Maybe. I think that all comes down to what you prefer from an experience of, do you enjoy the intensity of flavors? Do you like mellow flavors? I feel like there's a good balance between these two offerings that, you know, it's a good balance. I think you can't go wrong with either one. However, my expectations for the Cask Strength was that it would be this absolute animal, that it would be an extremely premium feeling offering from Knob Creek, that flavor profile would be something different, and that it would be, you know, I guess that it would be special. And it's literally just a more flavorful Knob Creek 12, which, I mean, when we think about it, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But I don't think it's something that's like special limited edition. I think it should be a standard offering. It should just be, you could have Knob Creek 12, or you can have Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength, and those are your choices. And I don't think there's anything necessarily special about it, other than they say so. So that's my opinions. You know, if I had to make a decision, I would still take the Cask Strength as my, like, if I'm gonna have to drink a Knob Creek 12, I'm taking the Cask Strength because, you know, I like higher proof stuff. That's just the way I am. I like flavor bombs. I like the intensity. I like sometimes if I get some burn. I really enjoy that. I don't really get that out of the 100 proof offering, so I prefer that experience. And I should probably be a professional and move these further into frame. Whatever. So there you have it. I think the Knob Creek 12 is good. I don't think it's necessarily anything special, in my opinion. I think if you enjoy the flavors of Knob Creek 12 100 proof, and you just like those amped up to 11, that's what you're gonna get out of the Cask Strength. If you're really happy with what the Knob Creek 12 provides, especially if you're really into like the Blenders edition and the Knob Creek 9, if you're into those, then I think, you know, you'll be super happy, especially if you've had Knob Creek 21 and you don't want to really pay that kind of premium for it. You know, the Knob Creek 12 is really great. Or you can find yourself a Knob Creek 15. That is certainly more premium than the 12. It's about the same kind of experience, just a little bit more oaky, a little bit more funky. But at the end of the day, this is about the Cask Strength. So if you just want, you know, more flavor, more intensity, and it's not as easy to sip because of the proof point, then, you know, get yourself the Cask Strength. But if you want the more mellow flavors, consistent sipping experience, that it's not as the burn, and you can just sip it all night long and not really feel it, then continue down the road of the 12-year 100 proof. There's no shame in it whatsoever. I think they're very, very similar. This one's just amped up a little bit. Do I think it commands a premium? Nope. I think it should be the same. They're both 12 years. Proof doesn't matter. It's the same product. Who cares? So there you go. That's my opinion on the Knob Creek 12 Cask Strength. You know, if you want it, go ahead and get it. Don't overpay for it whatsoever, in my opinion. Don't pay the secondary market, which is $150. Not worth it. I would say, try and spend under $80 for it, just like you would the Knob Creek 12 100 proof. That's basically it. It's the same product, just with higher proof, and there's no premium on that whatsoever. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. That's it for me. Thank you so much for your time, for watching. I appreciate all of your support and watching all of my videos. Please take a moment to subscribe if you'd like to. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers, in which I'm going to do another giveaway of a Weller Single Barrel, a CYPB, and a Russell's Reserve 13 at a minimum. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later. See ya.